Welcome you all for today's session. Now I'm going to discuss about the topic data reduction, one of the data pre-processing technique. Why we go for the data reduction? Actually, the definition of data mining is extraction of the or retrieval of the interested patterns or the knowledge from the large amount of databases. So we are always considering for data mining huge amount of data. So a database or the data warehouse which may store terabytes or gigabytes of the data. If we analyze such complex data, it may take very long time to run on the complete data set. So which is obviously impractical and infeasible. So that we are going to reduce the data. So data reduction means the process of reducing the original data into much smaller in volume without disturbing the integrity of the original data. This is called as data reduction. So these are the data reduction strategies which can be applied to obtain a reduced representation of the data set which is mature in smaller volume and closely maintains the integrity of the original data. That is, mining on reduced data set should also must be more efficient to produce the same analysis result. So whatever we are going to perform to the QSAMA, same result we need to get. Then only our data reduction technique is perfect. So there are 4 data reduction strategies are there. Data cube aggregation, attribute subset selection, dimensionality reduction, and numerosity reduction. In this session, I'm going to cover first 2 data reduction strategies. So the first one is data cube aggregation. We are going to perform aggregation or the summarization operations to be applied on the data by constructing the data cube or multidimensional data model. So simply we are going to construct a data cube for the given data. From the data cube, we can represent the data or reduce the data much smaller. So here in this data cube, the lowest level is called as the base cuboid, whereas the aggregated data for an individual entity of the interest. Suppose if you want to take, for example, customer sales. So we are taking or concentrating on one dimension, that is customer sales. Whereas a cube at the highest level of abstraction is nothing but apex cuboid. This is nothing but, suppose we have 3 or 4 dimensions. So aggregation of all these with respect to the price, items, customer, and the branch. So related to all these branches, I am going to take only the total sales at the apex cuboid. So aggregation is performing. Multiple levels of aggregation in data cubes. Suppose I would like to reduce at one level by considering one dimension differently and by considering the 2 dimensions is differently, so that in the data cube, various levels of cuboids, we can perform different kinds of aggregations. Next, we can also reference appropriate levels. Use the smallest representation which is not enough to which is enough to solve the task. Queries regarding aggregated information should be answered using data cube. So compulsory, all the tables must be represented in the multidimensional table so that our query will be get answered. Otherwise, not possible. So let us take one example. So here I'm taking, suppose for example, an electronic company, an all electronics company example is given in the textbook, which consisting of the sales details, quarterly sales details. See this one, this is the quarterly sales details. Quarter Q1, quarter Q2, Q3, Q4. Total year is divided into 4 quarters. In the 2002, 4 quarters, 2003 and 2004. So between 2002 to 2004, quarterly details will be given. This is the input data given. Now we are going to perform the data cube operations, aggregation operations to get the year-wise sales. See this one 2008, 2003 sales and 2004 sales directly. So this is the aggregated values. Similarly, suppose I would like to consider not only sales, I would like to how many items purchased at branch A, how many items purchased at branch B. I am considering here two dimensions, branch and the item type. How many home entertainment purchased? Okay, particular branch A. So these are the 568. In branch B, how many purchased? So that is so computers, how many purchased at branch A? That is 750. How many purchased phones, mobile phones at the branch A are 150. Similarly, in this cuboid, all the values are available for B, C, D branches also. So that we are going to get the aggregation values at the cell wise. This is each one is a one cell. This is the method of data cube aggregation. Now let us go for the another one, attribute selection measure. Attribute subset selection. So during data reduction, we have to identify and remove irrelevant, weakly relevant and redundant attributes are the dimensions. If any attribute is repeatedly comes, if any dimension is repeatedly used in the database, we have to eliminate first. For that, we have many heuristic search methods are there. So redundant attributes are nothing but these are the duplicate. Most of the information will be duplicated here. Purchase, for example, purchase price of a product or the amount of the sales tax paid. Irrelevant attributes contain no information that is useful for the data mining task at our end. So that for during data mining process, some attributes are not useful. So we have to consider only useful dimensions and the relevant dimensions and the relevant attributes only. Irrelevant we have to, or weakly relevant we have to eliminate. For example, student IDs, roll numbers and the marks and the name, age, address. We don't require the student color, student height for analysis of the marks. So this is nothing but weakly relevant or the irrelevant attribute for marks analysis. So there are many methods are there for attribute subset selection. Many heuristic search methods are there. These are categorized into stepwise forward selection, stepwise backward elimination, and also we have decision trees also is there. So coming to the stepwise forward selection. So this procedure starts with an empty set of attributes. Initially, you are going to take the empty set, then the most relevant attribute will be kept in the set, empty set. Again, in the next iteration, another relevant attribute will be kept in the set. Again, in the third iteration, third important attribute will be kept. So like that, we are going to give the priority to the attributes and insert into the set. This is nothing but stepwise forward selection. The remaining all attributes are irrelevant. Similarly, stepwise backward elimination. This procedure starts with a full set of attributes. Suppose there are 20 attributes are there. We are going to take the 20 attribute initially. Then at each step, we are going to remove which is irrelevant. So not relevant attribute we are going to remove. In the next iteration, another irrelevant attribute will be removed. So like this, one by one attribute will be removed. Which are the most important? Those we have to keep in the set. This is another heuristic approach, stepwise backward elimination. So coming to the next one is decision tree, or sometimes we can combine both. Combination of the forward selection and the backward elimination. Both we can use at a time. One eliminate you have to insert and one eliminate you have to eliminate. Now coming to the decision tree induction. Decision tree induction, it is this like a graph like structure or the flow chart like structure, where collection of nodes, each node will be connected through the branches each node has. So every outcome of from this node is the test. We are going to perform a test on that particular node. We are going to get the outcome is a result. So each internal node is called as a non-leaf node and the resultant node is, or external node is called as a leaf node. So a node performs or denotes a test and an attribute. Each branch corresponds to an outcome of the test. At each node, the algorithm chooses the best attribute to partition the data into the individual class. So how to identify which attribute is the best to split the decision tree? There are different measures are there, information gain or entropy or gain ratio or the Gini index. Using these metrics, which is the best attribute we have to calculate, and accordingly we have to construct a decision tree. And these are the example for the forward selection, backward elimination, and the decision tree induction. See this in forward selection, we are starting with the initial empty set. First A1 is added, then A1, A4 is the next relevant attribute. After A1, A4, A6 is the third relevant attribute. So out of 6 attributes, we have taken only the 3 attributes. Similarly, in the backward elimination, initially we start with the entire set. Now we are going to eliminating the irrelevant. Finally, we are having the same A1, A4, A6. So see this, the result of this one and this one is either we can use forward selection or the backward elimination. So this is the decision tree where the collection of the nodes and the branches. So branches are there in the, this is looks like a flowchart or the tree-like structure, right? So here A4 is attribute, A1 is attribute, A6 is attribute. How can we identify A1, A4 is the best attribute? We need to calculate the information gain or any one of the attribute selection measures we need to calculate. Based on that value, which is having the highest information gain, that value is the best split the decision tree. So based on that one, we have to perform the test and divide the values into the 2 sides. Again, remaining attributes, which one is the best? Till we will get the target classes, we have to conduct this same search in the decision tree. Finally, we will get the target classes. So this is about the decision tree induction. So these two are the first 2 methods of the data reduction strategies. Another 2 data reduction strategies are the techniques I'll discuss in the next session.